Everyone, welcome to the SML Show, presented by Yamaha Motors. Today I have a crazy, unlikely in-town guest in Ty Masterpool. So thanks for coming in, dude. I know it was traffic this morning. You got a ticket?
Yeah, not bad. No, appreciate you having me on the show and stuff. Yeah, a little bit of speeding like always, I guess. Speed's in the DNA, always gotta go fast. Only time I feel normal.
two wheels, four wheels, it doesn't matter,
anything, just speed.
Yeah.
As long as I'm going fast, then I feel like myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, the reason the way I found out Ty was in town. So I jacked my leg up on my mountain bike.
Yeah.
And this is the first time this last 2 weeks as I've gone to Doc G's new place, Range Sports Therapy in Newport Beach. You got to check that out if you're hurt and you're on the West Coast. But he has me doing all these things, and he wrapped that one electric thing around me. He goes, all right, he wanted me to do marches.
Yeah.
But then he goes, marches or squats. But like that machine made my leg not hurt while stretching.
Yeah.
So I'm doing squats, and I'm like, oh, and I heard someone behind me. I'm pointing my ass right at this person who's ever behind me. And I finished my trouble. Oh, hey, Ty.
But heartbeat. Geez, where it's at. I'm there.
You've been living there for a while then, huh?
Yeah. I've been out here, and I've pretty much been out here since like New Year's. So I was doing all the testing and stuff with your brother, Ross. Shout out Enzo, best in the game for sure. And I've been out here like that. And then I went home for a week, got hurt. Popped my shoulder. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even crash. My shoulder just popped out and stuff. And then, I pretty much came back out here to do all my rehab stuff.
Wow. Okay, so 26. You were going to race 450 Yamaha, correct, at first? Yeah. Because I know that in the preseason you were testing with my brother Ross a bunch. And then did it change and you were going to ride a 250?
No, so pretty much the team. So I was pretty much building my own program. I went with Yamaha 450 just because I didn't have a ride. So it's just the easiest bike to kind of get going and keep me training. And I was waiting for an opening spot. So I was just doing a lot of testing, getting more experience, and I wanted to hit a few rounds. And then I was going with Team Faith and stuff like that. It was kind of going to be pretty cool. It was going to be like my own team and all this stuff and all that. And unfortunately, he passed away right there at Houston and stuff. It was a crazy accident and stuff like that. So then I went with Gizmo and those people. And then, I went with them to get my bikes transported. Super cool team and stuff. And then they brought a 250 out to my facility for me to test. And if everything went good, I was going to... It was the weekend before Dallas, the first round of East Coast. So if everything went good, I was going to race 250 there if I really liked the bike. And then super weird, I was just riding Supercross and shoulder just got yanked forward and popped out. I've never popped out a shoulder or anything before. Yeah, I think it was maybe like, I don't know, a couple times it was like not out, but like just kind of strained and stuff. But it was weird, just popped out. And
did
then,
it stay out? Or did
it stayed out. Luckily, the team manager was there, Bobby, and we popped it back in within 5 minutes. It was just crazy. Like, I don't know, I've never had a shoulder come out without a crash. So I was like, dude, it came out, and I was just, it's weird.
The pain is excruciating when it's out, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was just kind of weird. It was just like my body. I think my body was just more in shock. Like, it's not where it's supposed to be. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. So my shoulder popped out, and then it kind of started as like, oh, hopefully I'll be good for the weekend. And then went to my PT guy, and he was like, did it, tried to get good for the weekend, and it was just super unstable. And they're like, no way. And then I was just going PT every day, and then Monday, just not that much improvement. I was like, gotta get MRI. And then I was like, hopefully I'll be good for this weekend. And then news just kept on getting worse and worse. Really? So I tore my labrum, and it was a pretty big tear in it. And they were just saying, kind of typical, if you don't get surgery, it'll just keep on popping out. Loser. Yeah, so I was like, let's just take the time. I've had 2 bad ankles my whole life, like ever since I was a little kid. Like if I went to a trampoline park or something, I could barely walk the next day. I'd be in so much pain. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just get everything fixed. So I got both ankle surgeries done. I was in a wheelchair for a long time, and then I got the shoulder done and all that, and just been out here in Cali doing PT. So PT program's pretty dialed.
I remember
out
I
here
heard about the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Then he posted this picture.
I know, just all like, I was trying to do all 3 at once. They normally don't do both ankle surgeries at once, but I'm like, dude, I was trying to do all 3 at once. I would have been in the wheelchair doing circles, pushing with one arm, but I was like, I gotta get back out there and stuff. So
So your shoulder popped out without crashing. Was it just like a abrupt thing, or was it in the whoops or something?
Yeah, it was like third whoop in. Like, I don't know, maybe like second whoop in. Just kind of got. I didn't really get sketchy. My mom, of course, was like, she films everyone so I can watch, and send it to your brother for suspension, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But films every lap, but this one literally stops it right before going to the whoop.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, but yeah, it was like second whoop in, came out, and then I didn't even really get sketchy. I was just that, and then went straight off the track. And I was just like, my shoulders out. It was,
The only other time I've heard of a shoulder coming out without someone crashing was, remember the Cannondale motocross bike?
Yeah.
You've heard of it, right? I had a tester, his name was Michael Young.
Yeah.
And we were testing it at Glen Helen, and it got such a violent head shake. His shoulder came out, and he's like, oh my God. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, but, crazy.
Okay, so in the preseason testing, you were testing with my brother at Enzo a bunch. And so I wanted to ask you this. What's it like working with Ross as a rider? Because like for me, I'm like, he'll just, I could just, I believe in him so much. He could just like touch my fork and I'll go, oh, it's better.
No, for real.
Because I know that early on, you know, when I started riding, he wouldn't do my stuff. You know, Ross, can we do my stuff? Because you're too slow. And then when I got to the point, I remember I rode it, I was like, oh my God. But like, I've never tested with him per se. He'll just do my stuff and send me out and say, if it does this, do this.
Yeah.
But what's he like to test with?
I don't even know, honestly, how to put it. It makes the bed the base and just makes me feel like a kid again while riding. Like, I don't know, to me, it's just like, it's super hard to find that feel for a rider and stuff like that. And he's helped me with that a lot and stuff, and just with the bike setup. But I don't know, to me, I just remember being out there and I was just like, thank you, dude. I was like, feel like a kid out here riding again. I can just do what I want, how I want. And it's crazy how much he doesn't say much and stuff like that. I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? He's like, it doesn't matter what I think, it's what you feel and stuff like that. But no, his opinion's huge and stuff like that. And just, I don't know, the way that I tell him something and then it gives me the feel and stuff like that, it's really hard to find. Yeah. And just the plushness that he finds with the hold up of the bike, it's like no other and stuff. So yeah.
Somebody, I forgot what it was, he's like, your brother's like Yoda.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, I know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Ty, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be back for more.
I'm Eli Tomac, and I choose OGL.
I'm Cooper Webb.
I'm Malcolm Stewart.
RJ Hampshire.
I'm Josh Moda, and I choose Ojo.
I'm Aaron Plessinger.
What's up, guys? I'm Hunter Lawrence.
My name's Jet Lawrence. I'm Hayden Deegan, and I choose OGO.
Everyone, welcome back to the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. Okay, so you get hurt and you go, well, I'm going to fix everything all at once.
Yeah.
So you only had your right hand, basically, because your shoulder.
Yeah.
Were you in that crazy cast with the sling with the ice chest here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
are you right-handed?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay,
luckily
so
I'm right-handed.
you could function.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I should just get an MRI on the right shoulder, make sure that one's all good. At the time, I was like, let's just get all 4 brand new limbs.
So how long were you like in a wheelchair?
I was in the wheelchair probably for a month and a half. It was funny. I actually flew out here in the wheelchair by myself and stuff like that, and had all these bags and all that trying to get out here. I was like, I gotta get to PT, so get going. But I got blessed to have Dr. G right there, and then I stay right in Huntington, so kind of perfect. Wake up at like, and go straight to the gym at 8, and then I go there and then go to G's after there for a few hours, and then go home. I have a chamber at home. I bought my own, and then after that, you got that, and then go into the swimming pool after, swim laps, and then work on range of motion, and then go to sleep and repeat. So
dude, just hammering
pretty dialed,
therapy, huh?
Been locked in and just trying to get back out there.
Yeah, I was cracking up because I was looking at you. And you go there so much, they let you just operate the machines yourself.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's funny because I've known Doc G. I've been blessed to be his friend for like over 20 years now.
Yeah. And
I haven't been to range since he opened it, right? Because it's a little further and everything. And then I have a friend at Ohana Cryo Spa in Riverside. So if I get hurt now, I just go in the freezing tank.
Yeah.
But for this thing, I was like, man, I want to go to Whistler. I'm going to Whistler later today.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe he can fix me. So I went out there. And so like, you know, it's like a big room and everybody's out there.
Yeah.
I'm laying there last week.
Yeah.
On like Thursday, and he's got my leg pulled up. And my leg's all fat. And I'm laying there all, And I'm like, look, Hunter, Jet.
Yeah, everyone.
Nick. I'm like, dude, this is like the pits. I could get my How Was Your Weekend interviews here.
Yeah. It's crazy, but no, big thank you to G. He's been a huge help, and he truly does care about each one riders and just the way the whole place is set up. It's truly blessed, and it's the reason I'm out here and stuff. So no, big thank you to G.
Mm-hmm. So how far along are you in your surgery recovery? When can you get on a bike soon? Or
so getting pretty close. It's kind of hard because obviously both ankles at the same time and a shoulder, so it's kind of hard to have like a rough time and stuff and all that, but yeah, the goal is to be back on the bike in July sometime, and then hopefully hit the last 3 rounds in August. Is my goal. Is my goal. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. So
450 nationals.
Goal is to be 250 and stuff, but I mean it's just so hard to if you can't get a factory ride and stuff, it's so hard to be up there in the front in the 250 class. So we'll have to see, talking to some people right now, but no, I definitely want to be in the 250 class.
Because I think about you when you're riding the privateer Cowie in the 40 class, you were so gnarly, dude.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, the 450 just don't have to do as much work into it and stuff like that, where it's like those 250s, dude, you need a whole team behind you and stuff, especially with the 450 to be at the top. But if you're doing it privateer, it's just so much easier. I just can't afford to do the 250 route, so expensive and stuff. So
the last 3 this year on a 250, will that be with Gizmo or Rock River? Or?
Still up in the air and stuff right now. Yeah.
But you still have your 450 that's dialed, right?
Yeah, I got one 450 at home that I bought, so yeah. I have to make an appearance on that.
See, I think you should go 450 because you probably do good results the last 3.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll just kind of have to see. So, yeah, I want to be in the 250 class. Believe I can be up there fighting with those guys. But like I said, if I can't get a good 250 and stuff like that, we'll do the 450 route.
Was it when you got the fill-in ride with Pro Circuit?
Yeah.
I remember we were at Fox Raceway.
Yeah.
Press day. And we're doing something where we heard Ty's getting it. And so hey, can Chase come out? And so he came out to Paris and filmed that. But like, what was it like to get that ride that year and then win a national?
It was pretty sweet. It was, yeah, definitely last minute. I remember everyone coming up to me on press day because it was on Thursday, and everyone coming up to me like, is it true? And I'm like, dude, I just got the news. Like, I don't even know if it's for sure yet. I was I can't even speak on it. But yeah, I test rode the bike on Friday and then raced, and yeah, it was sweet. Yeah, that bike was awesome.
Yeah. So that was the same year you won High Point, right?
Yeah.
Has a fill-in rider ever won a national before? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Right? I don't think so, no. Yeah, unfortunately that year I was like, my health was super up and down because I got my appendix removed that year and stuff. And that's whenever I got my appendix. I didn't get it removed right away because I raced the last 3 rounds, the SMX with it. And then but with all the antibiotics in my system, dude, my health for like a year was just super. So I was like throwing up all that year. And then so unfortunately my results were super up. Like I always had the speed and stuff, but I was just throwing up all year. It kind of took me like, honestly, it took like almost a year to kind of fully recover from my appendix, just from all the antibiotics and stuff. It was crazy. I tore my calf that year, like at the top of my calf, probably like 2 months after it. And they my PT guy was saying that it could be from the string of all the antibiotics that they gave you, like eats away your leg. Yeah, and it was crazy. So it was just like kind of like took me a while to really recover from that.
I remember hearing the news that you were like supposed to get your appendix out, but you weren't doing it. Dude, I remember before I got mine out, I was like doubled over, like in the fetal position with stomach aches and stuff. And I was like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then finally I went to the hospital. But like, dude, how could you race like that?
Yeah, it was crazy. So I woke up at Ironman. It was the last round of outdoors. Woke up that morning and I was like, dude, I just have felt like a stomach cramp almost, just something like in there. But I'm like, it's probably like it'll go away. And then
I ate a bad burrito.
Yeah, right. And I'm like just trying to eat my breakfast to get into the track, and I just all morning was kind of bothering me. And then first qualifying, I only could throw down one lap, so I threw down one fast lap and then pulled off. I couldn't even do another lap. And then I went over to the asterisk thing, and he just pushed on my stomach. He's like, dude, I think your appendix is about to rupture. And he's like, you gotta go to the hospital. I'm like, I got raced. And I was like, I ain't going to the hospital. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, this is gnarly. So I was like, all right, well, what if I go now and miss second qualifying and then come back before Moto 1 and stuff? So that was the goal. So went to the hospital and they're like, no, you're not leaving. Like, it's pretty bad and stuff like that. So then, they flew me, or I flew back to Texas. They were trying to keep me there, but I was like in the middle of nowhere in Indiana and stuff that. And I was like, I'm going home and stuff. So I went home, and then it was funny, the morning that I woke up to go surgery, I didn't feel it as much. So, and it was the last 3 rounds of SMX, and I was like full privateer, and I was sitting in a good position. I think I made like pretty good money in that year. So I was like, no, I gotta race the last 3, like I really need this money to get by. So I raced the last 3 SMX with it.
And then right after.
Then I got removed right after.
Because I think if it had burst on you, the bile like poisons your body, right?
Yeah, you go septic and stuff, and then it's fatal. So they said I had it kind of under control and stuff with it, and we had a doctor's monitor.
Was there a medicine they could give you to?
Yeah, so it was the kind of antibiotic route, and it's funny, like one of my PT guys back at home, like, hates any kind of antibiotics or anything like that, but he's like, with this, he's like, with it being septic and stuff, he's like, just take it to be safe and stuff. So yeah.
Dude. All right, guys, we're gonna take one more quick break. Back for more. Everyone, welcome back to the SML Show presented by Yamaha Motors. All right, so it's pretty funny, like the advent of AI, right?
Yeah.
So on the way here, I was like, I knew you won in 24 and stuff, and I'm like, hey, chat, GPT, tell me about Ty Masterpool. And it just busts out all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang. And it said he's only 23 or 24 now.
24.
And it goes, and he's got all this potential, but little nagging injuries have been, you know, the story of his racing resume. But like, why do you think some people are like prone to getting like these little injuries, like fingers and hands and shoulders coming out?
I mean, dude, moto is just and it's just gnarly, and a lot of it's just like even last year, it was just, yeah, like I didn't even, like last year, I just drug my hand, or I drug bars in a corner and I broke the side of my hand. That's why I missed a few rounds in outdoors last year. And dude, it's just moto, honestly, it's crazy. Just, it's dangerous and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, life sometimes, and bike problems. Like I've had ones from bike problems, and you know what I mean? You gotta have a lot going your way and stuff like that. But, no, I mean, yeah, just gotta be better and stuff and not fall, so.
How do you stay focused and motivated and saying, I still want to do this? Like, I mean, obviously I know about Jesse and then your injuries and stuff. What keeps you going in moto?
I would say just the love of riding my dirt bike and stuff. I would say it's really cool about moto. I feel like there's no other sport like that. It's really hard to describe the feeling, but whenever you're out there on the bike, it's just for me, it's just me, and it's just me out there with God and my brother Jesse. That's when I feel I'm just riding. It's all the other problems in the world just kind of fade away, and it's just like, it's that feeling. I mean, you know how it is when you're riding. If you're thinking about something else, you're gonna crash and stuff. So yeah, really just the love of riding, and just that. And then yeah, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's just really not. It's the only time I feel like myself, really.
Have you maintained that enthusiasm and passion for riding the whole time, or has it ever dipped? Like, oh, screw this, I don't want to ride bikes no more.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely dipped and stuff like that, but to me, I would just say that's more like the sport side, not the sport, but the industry side of it and stuff like that. But I mean, no, the love for just riding and stuff, obviously with these injuries and stuff, there's a lot of that, but no, I mean, I always just, every time I hop on the bike, I'm like, yeah, that's why I do it. Yeah,
that's cool.
So
Chase and I, we joke around about sometimes like we're
yeah,
you know, but it's different for us, you know, like, because we're not professionals. But like when we get really into it, we're like, oh, it's dirt bike fever, man.
Yeah, right.
It's like we had a really good time yesterday at Kauai's. So we're like, oh, dirt bike fever.
Yeah, I know.
Caught it.
I know. I was like, I don't think motivation's ever been like my problem. Like, I remember even like the first day I rode when I was like 5 years old. My dad wouldn't even coach me or anything. Like, I would show up with the training group, and he'd be like, get the hell out of here. Like, you're not riding. And I would just go make my figure 8 track, and I would just like ride till I ran out of gas, and I'd be pushing my bike, making sure everyone saw me, go fill it up with more again. And dude, I would just ride up from sun up, sundown. Like, first day I rode, it was straight just training on a program. I even remember like my buddy asked me, he's like, dude, you just want to go free ride or like go do that? Like, I've never free rode or done really any of that. So I'm like, honestly, I just love the grind and just every day just trying to be better and just bettering yourself. And I don't know, to me, I just like the competition. Like, I don't know, anything I do, it's kind of hard for me to just go out there and like do it for, obviously, but I find the joy in just trying to become a better person each day. And like with that, it's just like me versus me out there and stuff. And yeah, with motocross, I don't think you'll ever hit a spot where it's just like you got everything figured out. There's always something to be learned on. I feel that's what's cool about our sport. There's no stagnant. It's always something to work on, always something this. And yeah, it's really cool.
So the goal this year is to come back for last 3, gain some attention. Land a ride for 27. How long do you think you're going to race for? Have you thought about that, life after racing? Is this scary?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it quite a bit, but to me, I'm like, I don't know, fully invested on plan A and stuff right now and stuff like that. But no, definitely give it thought and try and invest in other stuff like that. And you kind of have to, but yeah, I always think about it a little bit, but not like as a plan B or anything like that, like more fully working on this. And if God has another plan for me, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But to me, it's like, if you're going to be doing the best, you got to be 100% into it, not a little bit and still thinking of other stuff.
That's impressive that like right now you're not jacked up now, but you were a couple months
I was struggling.
But to just have that drive and that focus, you know? You mentioned God quite a bit, and I know that you're a very spiritual person. But like, what do you feel like? Are the injuries? Is it a test? Is it a...
Yeah, I'd be asking myself that a lot late at night. I was like, dude, a lot of it. I know, like, why? But I mean, what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. That's for sure. And yeah, I mean, to me, that's what I was just thinking on the way here. I was like, dude, my whole pro career, it's kind of been hard. Like, I was a pretty good amateur guy and kind of be setting to do good. And and then all this happened, so it's pretty easy to get in that mindset, like, why me, why this, and all that. But I mean, dude, life's not fair. Life's not fair. At the end of the day, you do the best you can with the cards you're dealt, and just keep on doing it. I mean, to me, I think the biggest thing is just what doesn't kill you. I mean, we're just character building, I guess. A lot of character building. But I mean, it's definitely just up and down. But to answer that question, I don't know. To me, I feel like I've gone through quite a bit of turmoil in my life, like you're saying, losing my brother, and just a lot of other things. And to me, it's the reason why I always go back to God and stuff like that. It's what's truly helped me get through all this. And it's where my greatest happiness comes from, is those moments where I truly feel His presence. And it's far greater than that feeling on a dirt bike, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. You're here in California, living here basically because you're therapy and all that stuff. But like, I know that you always want to stay based in Texas when you're racing. Do you think that that's been a detriment for you? Like some teams that want you out here or there. I know Mitch worked with you on that, but what is it that makes you want to stay at home?
I haven't really, that was kind of more in the past. I kind of switched from that and stuff now. I pretty much spent my whole Supercross season out here in Cali. But I mean, at the time, I think it was the best for my improvement and stuff to be doing that. But I definitely think it did hurt me a little bit with some of the teams and stuff like that, but not, I don't know, to a certain extent. But I mean, I'm willing to go anywhere and stuff right now. And it's been like that for, I would say, about the last year. I'll go anywhere where the teams want me and stuff. Like I was, whenever I test rode at Star for last year and stuff like that, I would have went out there full time and stuff like that. So I'm fully representing myself now and willing to do whatever.
Would you race GPs?
Yeah, that was the one thing that was like almost not a regret. I don't really regret anything, but right after my Star contract, I had a really good contract to kind of go over there. And I felt like it would have been a really good time just for my improvement, because I was a little bit behind on Supercross stuff, and it would kind of give me a year or two just to kind of mature and stuff more. So I think it would have kind of been cool to go there then. But no, I really do want to go over there. I don't know if it'll be more kind of at the end of my career and stuff like that. But no, I mean, it's super cool to go over there and just kind of see the world. And dude, the fans overseas are just nuts, right? Dude, it's so sweet, and just like the respect and stuff from them, and it's truly cool over there. Yeah, it's so different. You know, I've been to GPs and a lot of motocross nations and stuff, but it's even the program of the thing. It's like there's so much riding going on. In I know, you know, dude, it's crazy. And it's just like a lot of the towns you just ride your bikes through the town. They love it. They love moto over there. It's sweet. Yeah. So have you raced internationally at all? I don't think so, actually. No, like in Canada. Yeah, Canada. That's international World Supercross. Yeah. But I don't think I have. I've gotten invited to race over there a lot, but I don't think so. Yeah. Have you had any opportunities for like the WSX series that's going on right now and gaining momentum? Yeah. It's actually talking to quite a few people and stuff right now, but I don't think I'll be ready in time. It starts August 8th and stuff, so be pushing it a little bit. So but a little bit of talk last year, then yeah, that might be kind of cool. It's funny cool how that series is like what, Cooper Webb's full time now. And it's getting kind of exciting. I think we're going to try to hit some of them this year. Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely good for the sport. It's helping the sport grow and stuff, and it's making our series over here get a lot better and stuff. So no, I think it's good. Rivalry is always good. It makes everyone raise it up and everyone trying to get better. So no, I think it's good, and finally starting to see the athletes getting paid a little bit more and stuff. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, right on. Well, hey man, thank you for braving the traffic and the ticket. Yeah, right. And making it out here. It's always fun to talk to you and catch up. The very best of luck with all the healing up and everything. You're in the best place. Yeah. But I'm excited to see things come together for you the last three. Yeah. It's always more fun with you on the line. So, dude, thanks for coming out. No, and thank you for having me. Best of luck with everything. And teams. He'll go anywhere. He'll travel anywhere. Come on. All right, guys. Thanks for checking out the SML Show presented by Yamaha. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.